Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very special message for you. I feel guided to share a story time with you from my personal experience. But let me first show you the card. I pulled a card from Christ Consciousness Oracle deck. And guess what the card shows? Jesus, the divine masculine. Follow my lead. And Jesus here came in reverse. The message is, some in the collective, you are encouraged to follow the lead, to follow the lead of others that work with the energy of Jesus, ascended masters. I see only 333 all over. Jesus, ascended masters. The angelic realm is encouraging you to do that. So if you are someone that works with the angelic realm a lot, try to connect with the ascended masters. That will push you straight to shamanism. Now it's story time. Back in 2020, I was living on an island. I was an island girl. And in Key West, if you guys know. Those of you that live in the USA for sure know. And I was living in Key West. I lived there for 6 months. It was so nice. Well, I wasn't in a nice state of mind. I wasn't feeling myself at all. I was in the dark night of the soul, neck deep. That's how the saying says. That's how that saying is. I was in my dark night of the soul, neck deep. I didn't know much about spirituality. I was already 2 years into it. And I already had some knowings, but the major transformation hasn't happened yet. And how did it happen? In this beautiful, gorgeous energy, shamanic really, that energy, or is maybe in particular the house I was living in, it was 1 kilometer or so away from the beach. And in the courtyard, in the garden, how do you call it? In front of the house, but not, and behind the fence. We had a banana tree, and we had a papaya tree, and we had some beautiful other types of trees, and we had all these chickens that were living wild and free on the streets. It was such a feeling of freedom, and oh, I loved it to walk barefoot on that island, and oh, amazing. But I wasn't feeling myself. It was a bittersweet moment in my life, let's put it like that. And in my attempts to follow Jesus, right, not in a religious way, to follow Jesus and his lead, one night, I was outside in that beautiful shamanic energy, connecting with, I remember like it was yesterday, connecting with 3 white little flowers that were growing near the banana tree and the papaya tree. And I stumbled upon, while scrolling on my phone, a video from Sandra Ingerman. She's a shamanic teacher. She's a shaman. And she was selling this course. I don't remember details. I think it was a 13-day course or a 7-week. I don't remember really. I know that I didn't respect how she was recommending to take the courses one video at in a week or something like that. I accelerated through it. I did it all in 1 week or something like that. I don't know why it's important to mention this here. I accelerated through it. And as a result, my healing process was super accelerated and intense. Well, I survived so far. I don't know if I would recommend it. Probably if you would ask me in person, I could feel if it would be a good thing to do that or not. But I think it's situational and from person to person. It has something, this decision has something to do with the amount of fear you have in yourself. Let's move further. And I purchased the course, I accelerated through it. And one of the nights after this event, I arrived in a point in my courses where I had to do a shamanic journey. And I had to break through some religious fears and blockages about Satan, devils, demons, so on and so forth. And I believe, well, I don't really feel in the energy, but maybe it applies to one of you, or maybe it is going to apply in the future. Have no fear about that, right? Have no fear about that. Know that the majority of these dark beings, the majority of them, are repressed feelings and emotions. That's all there is. There are some other exceptions which are not important in this message today. So be not afraid. Okay? Okay. So, it took me a while that night to close my eyes, put the hands over my heart, and go through the portal of my heart and meet Jesus. I met him, really, right? The energy of who he's supposed to be. But I did it. I did it. It took me a couple of tries, but I did it. And what happened there, he met me in the 9th dimension, where the Arcturians of the 9th dimension resides. These Arcturians, they created a connection with me in that moment in time. And seems like I am about to meet these Arcturians in person, in real life, very soon. I will share with you when that is going to happen. Also, what Jesus did was, there was a touching moment. He gave to me that which we know to be Shaktipat, an activation of the third eye. I'm excited about it. And then he threw me in the water. Then he threw me in the water, in the ocean, really, in the Arctic Ocean, and where the sharks, I don't know if there are sharks in the Arctic Ocean, but that doesn't matter. In that story there are sharks. Dismembered me, and then he remembered me, put me back together. As I came out of that healing session with Jesus, he showed me a rainbow. I didn't know at that moment what that's supposed to mean. When I woke up in the morning, because I fell asleep immediately after, Jesus was singing me a lullaby or something. I woke up next morning in the bedroom I had at that moment on the island. The bedroom itself had just one wall, and the rest 3 walls were made of only windows. And I woke up, and the first thing I saw was a rainbow. Oh my god, it was so magical. It was crème à la crème. It was perfect. Now, let's come back a little bit to serious stuff. Story time is over for now. Why are you rejecting your divine masculine energy? You are not answering the call. Who are you that you are telling no to Jesus? I'm here, his secretary. So, that was the initial feeling when I pulled this card out of the deck. Someone in the collective. You, the collective that's watching this, you are in different points in time of answering the call to Jesus. And answering the call to Jesus is basically facing your darkest shadows regarding masculine energy. I'm just double checking to see if there is anything else to add. That's why you see me doing like that. That's correct. So, when you are facing the shadow regarding your masculine energy, Jesus will definitely pull you in the ocean and will give you a good initiation over there. Right? Now, I know that someone wants to know what happened after to me. You don't want to know, okay? Just do that first. Guys, all I have to share right now is it wasn't easy at all. I had to close a lot of karmic cycles myself. If you have been watching yesterday's message reading, I was talking about a collective that's closing a lot of karmic cycles, soul contracts. A lot. Something similar I have been through, right? And that's how I can be here and talk about it, right? Bring these messages through. My camera is about to die. I'll be right back. Yeah. Where was I? Saying no to healthy masculine energy. Let's pull some cards. Suddenly I feel a very scorpionic energy. Are you a Scorpio watching? A Scorpio that's not very balanced. Huh? So listen, this is a word of warning for someone watching. You might be someone that you are in Scorpio energy. I don't know if you're a Scorpio or not, but there is unbalanced Scorpio energy. And unbalanced Scorpionic energy can be explosive, can be manipulative, can be... You see danger where there is none. And why is this a word of warning? Let's pull a horse here. Let's pull a card. Elysian, kindness lives on. You haven't been treated with too much kindness, have you? There is a message here of a little bit repeats what I was saying yesterday in the message from yesterday. When we are profoundly hurt and we don't have the tools to keep an open heart and mind and to feel all that needs to be felt and to release it and to integrate the lessons and so on and so forth, when we don't have that, we tend to be stuck with that energy and become it, right? And now we find ourselves in a position of in life where every turn that I take, I find myself in a war zone. I find myself in a situation with someone I have to gossip about later on, is what's want to come through later on with someone else, and then this someone else I have something to gossip about, and there is always low vibrational energy, right? And so the advice here, if you want to take it, right? If you want to take it, look at this, Jesus, right? Follow my lead, follow the lead. If you want to take the advice from Jesus, purchase some shamanic curses. Don't purchase the curses, purchase the courses. Go to events that talk about whatever healing you need. If you need to heal an addiction, go to meetings, right, to help you heal that addiction. If you need whatever you feel like you need, there is no right or wrong here. Whatever step you take towards profound healing with an open heart this time, and I'm saying this time, maybe last time you didn't have too much gas in your car. Right? Don't allow that unfortunate event that happened to you back then, or the multiple events that happened to you back then, to really take all the hope you have in your heart that kind people really exist, that good people really exist. Don't allow that. Hang on to that hope, that piece of the puzzle that you have in there, and go seek help. Go seek Jesus, right? Not in a religious manner. If you want in a religious manner, go with... I wanted to say go and seek it in a religious manner, but I don't think you will. I leave it there. Okay, that was a message for someone. Now, let's move on. There's a lot of sadness with this card. And fear. Okay, let's move on. Dharma's path, the end of suffering. Well, this definitely is another message, right? With this beautiful card, I am really getting that you will see yourself so clearly in another. Finally, life is bringing in your life someone. This can be romantic, even a family member for someone, a job, a career, that will literally mirror back to you who you are, maybe for the first time in your life. The end of suffering. Sounds so good. You can feel safe enough to drink from this water this crystalline water, knowing it's going to heal you. And if you are coming from this and you take Jesus' advice here and you heal yourself, then know that that healing is really going to happen. 1 second here, because I feel Jesus really strong. Oh. So guys, through healing your karma and to stepping out to your dharma, you are integrating Jesus, basically, right? So maybe that's why so many people in the collective, they think they are Jesus and Mary Magdalene and so on and so forth. You are reaching that level in consciousness, and in time with time, if you are going at it, right, you are integrating that level in consciousness. So let me tell you something. Bottom of the deck is nightmare. Waking up to yourself. I don't know why it's so funny to me. Waking up to myself. It's a nightmare. Anyways. So, what is an ascended master? Something that has been given to me, and information, it's a fresh one, it's out of the oven. And this fresh out of the oven information sounds like this. Imagine this being of light, grounded in crystalline consciousness, neutralizing energy and or both sides of the real duality. And these beings from that place are being called ascended. And so, in a sense, when you think about ascension, you think you are somewhere up in the sky, but actually the way I'm being shown is they are really very grounded in earth, right? Because everything that's happening is happening here and now, right? And so these beings are basically traveling through time and space in whatever level you find yourself in the false matrix that I explained in yesterday's video, and they become a guide to bring you, to help you integrate yourself more and more, right? To bring you home. Home is where life is simple. Everything is very simple, right? All that you overthink is already a layer in the false matrix. That's how the false matrix was created. A part of it, at least. This is all that I'm being given today, right? It is not wrong, but there is always more information. Yes, interesting. So, an ascended master, it is not up in the sky as it is very grounded here on earth, right? And you know, from every single thing that sounds general, there are a couple of exceptions. So you might be someone like I am, right? I am listening to some other readers or teachers, spiritual teachers, people in general, doesn't matter if they are in the spirituality, if they are not, speaking about different topics, and I can feel in their words if it's really a complete and whole information, if it's outdated, or if there are some exceptions to it, right? So in one of my previous readings, I really got this information for someone. So you are someone watching that, you can do that also, right? In one way or another, maybe not in the same way, I don't know. So, what else? It's the end of suffering for many. It's the end of suffering for many. Planet Earth will be, how can I word this? I mentioned again in my previous reading, it's going to ascend, right? It's going to ascend, and that is because many couples of the highest light of God are coming front row. I'm not sure yet what this is about. Probably we're going to get more about it in the future. But they are coming front row to heal the world with their presence, energy, and understanding for each other, to create a third energy that also heals the world, and to something else here, something more impactful, and I lost it. 1 second. Is it coming back? They are coming front row to take charge, to lead the world, leaders of the world. Maybe in different aspects. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, look at this. Well, I'm just going to shuffle a little bit longer. To shuffle a little bit, even if I do feel that card. These couples, you see, they don't have the energy of jealousy in there, envy, mind games. They thrive on healing one another, on understanding one another, on they master themselves, right? And so now, as a result of that, they are leaders, right? They got there through a lot of pain and suffering. Yeah. I also feel here with this card, Tremela, in number 10, I feel the energy of a ceremony. I feel wedding. I feel the energy of a wedding. So soft, so pure, so beautiful. Parrot, wax cap, isolation, In reverse, number 30. Many of you have been isolated from the world, me included, by the way. Isolated from the world. Okay. So you can hear better the calling of these ascended masters that I was talking about, that are grounded in reality. Right? And so you did hear, but at least some of you. That's what it is, a spiritual ability. You are doing the work while you are in the false matrix. You are being isolated, and then you start to hear things, feel things, know things. People call these gifts or spiritual abilities. In fact, they are, you hear here and there. It really depends how far you are from the mainland, right? From the mainland, from the original yin yang symbol, from where these beings of light are that are guiding you to get there, so you can ground your light yourself into the planet, right? And so you start hearing a voice while you cook. You start feeling a being while you are by yourself in the house, seeing things with the corner of your eye. The more work you do, and the more you let go of, and the more you integrate and you heal, the more these things are becoming part of you, and now you just start to know things and hearing things and feeling things. They all these abilities, they become integrated in yourself, you know. Even this channeling, where are you channeling from? Right? You know how many people in the spiritual community, they are like all asking, at least they did, who are you channeling? Is this being of light or of the dark? Well, many times in my experience, even the beings of the dark, they were telling me the truth, but using a bad word at the end, like bitch, right? But they were telling me the truth. And then in time with time, I could feel it comes from a low vibrational energy, and then I would ground myself into neutralizing energy, right? And I would ask God, or the next level in consciousness, is that true? And God would respond. Although they are such and such, these beings, that can be true in this and this situation. And so I'm not saying here to take advice from beings of the dark, but don't undermine their force or their knowings, right? And if you are someone that channels, or maybe this is just a confirmation, you really needed this to be more grounded in your knowings, right? So you can ascend. And when I say ascend, I want to push you down, because you have to descend in order to ascend, right? In order to have that breakthrough and to become that being of light that we all want to be, right? Integrated light. You feel the difference between when you connect with an angel, when you connect with a demon, when you connect with an ascended master, when you talk to God, which in this case, to me, God is almost like I know I talk to that energy which is called God. And this God is on multiple levels of ascension also. And so let's say you are at a certain level of ascension, and God in that scenario is the energy that encompasses all these other beings of light and dark. So it's all of it, right? And then you ascend that and you meet another God. I don't know if it ends, right? The dimension comes with a God. You say, God, yes. Yes, Nicoleta. Ask. Ask me, what do you want? That's that. What else wanted to be shared with you? Answer the call of Jesus. If you don't know what I'm talking about, which I doubt, but might be, you know. After you finish watching this video, say these words. Jesus, what do you have for me? Show me and make me understand. Help me understand. And the answer will come, but you have to be open. You can also mention, help me understand, really help me understand, show it to me 5 times. But you really have to be receptive, because the answer usually comes. So usually comes in ways that you are not expecting. You think they should come in one way, but they never almost come in that way. They might come in that way in 55 years from now. Okay? So that's why you need to be super receptive and open to this type of answers. What did I want to say? I wanted to say something again very interesting and important here. It's not coming back. Okay, let's finish this message with another Christ consciousness card. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you're someone watching me that you have been watching my past channels, right? Shamanic Insights, aka Intuitive, Mark My Words, especially Mark My Words, not sure why. Those channels, they don't exist any longer. This is the only channel, and I have another one, right? But here is where I post right now. Here is where I post right now. And pick a cards, I just did one pick a card here on this channel. I'm not sure if I'm going to do other pick a cards in the future, but maybe. Relieving suffering, move beyond pain. Interesting. Move beyond pain, relieving suffering. It's the same message I feel, the end of karma, the end of suffering. There is no Jesus on the cross over there. It's just a cross with some flowers. It's the end of a major cycle for many. And again, the beginning of shamanism for some. If you choose to say yes, excuse me, to the dress, to Jesus. Right? So here Jesus has been, as the story says, resurrected, right? It's not on the cross anymore. But again, in other cases, Jesus is in reverse, so he's not on the cross because he has to put himself on the cross, meaning the suffering is in you. Moving beyond suffering means you have to go towards the pain and to face it wholeheartedly, and to keep that heart open if it's open. If not, go into the pain and allow it to open. So definitely I'm talking here with two categories of people. One is graduating. One is graduating the karma path, right? And the other group, you are entering this path, right? And so you can look at others, you can follow what they did if you feel that's right for you. And at the beginning of these healing processes, if they are super, super deep, you have to go to someone to help you, right? Well, I'll take that back, because I didn't really go to anyone to help me. How can I put this into words better? Give me a second here. Okay, so I didn't go necessarily to someone to help me, but I did watch a lot of videos. I did consume a lot of information, and then I applied it, right? I really apply it. And I saw the results day after day, after day after day, after day after day, right? And so if you don't want to go to someone for help, retreat centers, psychologists, therapists, which they can, all these tools, don't get stuck with them. You have to pay attention of how the healing process, when it's time for you in the process to take a turn and to let go of a certain tool, a certain teacher, a certain program, right? And you can feel it. How? Sometimes you can feel bored. Sometimes that person starts to annoy you a little bit. And for some, it takes a while to realize, I feel a little bit annoyed because I am done with them as a teacher. Well, maybe I want to be friends with them, I don't know. Right? Well, there is also another scenario here where you can be annoyed with them because of your shadow. But in time with time, you will realize the difference between things. Yeah, you see, I'm talking again here to someone that you will learn and understand that things can be similar but not the same, right? The teacher is annoying me because of my shadow and not because I am done with them. Similar, the feeling is similar, but it's not the same. This is such a great lesson to learn and to be learned, right? Okay, one more message here I feel wants to come through. There is another prophecy here coming. We are ending with another prophecy. The prophecy from yesterday that you saw in yesterday's video is set in stone. This is a different one. right? And this will apply to many, but not to some. Okay, here it goes. Here it comes. When the bird will fly over the Atlantic Ocean and the skies will turn blue, then you will know that he has arrived. Jesus. When the bird will fly over the Atlantic Ocean and the skies will turn blue, and I feel like I want to say, and the clouds will turn blue, then you will know he has arrived. And I will leave you with that. Thank you very much for watching and for being here, and I will see you in my next one.